And I'm sure you might be sitting there thinking, this guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. How can you tell people not to raise ace king? That's so weak. That's what loose passive players do. You're just putting yourself in with the rest of those loose passive, horrible, live low stakes players. And that's not the case. It's really not. And if you're just going to judge that way and not have an open mind to this and what I'm trying to talk to you about and with my own ideas, then I really can't teach you anything. I really can't better your game. Sure, go out, play your aggressive style, raise your ace king when you don't really have to at these stakes. Play these stakes like you would just play regular poker anywhere else. But to me, in all honesty, this game is a different game at these stakes, and you need to play it differently. And it all goes back to, I remember the first poker book that I ever read, and it was Play Poker Like the Pros by Phil Hellmuth. And he talks about when he started playing poker that he wasn't that great at first, and he started getting better. And what he learned, what well, at first it was someone. I think someone told him to play tight. Tight is right. And then he goes on to say that what he learned was super tight is right. And in essence, it's it's like the light bulb went on one day when I was thinking about this and the players that I'm playing with, and it's the same thing. Like, I'm sure that I'm sitting in the same position that he was sitting at some point in time, and we realized the same exact thing. Like, these players are so bad that we can play super super tight. We can wait for the nuts, and we can stack someone. Just it happens every time. Every time you get a super a premium hand, you're more than likely, like 80% of the time, you're stacking someone at these stakes. If you flop a set, you may be stacking two people. That's just the way it happens. So there's no reason to invest a lot of money pre-flop because no one's folding anyway. So you have zero fold equity. Um, it may not be that bad, but it's pretty bad. So I just don't think you need to raise. Play super tight. Super tight is right, just like Helmuth says in his book. And that's basically what my strategy relies on. Just playing like this. Playing, I guess, pre-flop, somewhat passive. But like, if I have jack, queens, kings, or tens, or aces, or whatever, I'm raising pre-flop. Those hands, it's a guaranteed raise. I'm playing those aggressively because they need to be played aggressively. The ace kings really doesn't need to. I guess you could still play it. I do sometimes. I'm not saying all the time I limp with it. Um, but it, like, for 10 sessions at one point in time, I decided to roll with the strategy that I set up a um, a hand range in PokerStove here, and my hand range was like 10.8% of the hands. It was any pair. I played any pair. These stakes, I'll play any pair from anywhere. It doesn't matter. And I played suited aces up to ace 5, all the suited Broadway. That's what I played. This is my exact hand range. And I did this for 10 sessions. And in those 10 sessions, I won $1,600. It's about $160, which is about my average. Just play these hands. I would fold ace king offsuit, ace queen offsuit, all these offsuit hands I would fold. And I was still just racking in the money. Like, you say this is super conservative, this is mouse play, you're playing way too tight, you need to open up your range. But to me, like, why do I need to open up my range more than this when I'm crushing these stakes, I'm outplaying these players, and I'm not putting a lot of risk on the table? Like, my deviation is going to be so small. Like, there's very little variance in this style of play. If you go look at Dewan, like, he wins millions and then he loses 5-10 million in a span of a year because his variance is so high because of the style that he plays. Um, but the style that I'm playing, there's like zero variance. I mean, you might run into some variance like I did the other night, but for the most part, you're just winning money. These players are just so bad that you can just play super tight, play ABC poker, um, and it just comes down to that. The money's that easy to be made at these stakes. So I mean, I guess just leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. I know this first video comes in 4 parts now, which is pretty long for the first video. But I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about, to get out there. See if I get some people's ideas, their thoughts. If I should continue on going with my ideas, my theories. I was gonna go. I had an idea to where like I would edit like some pro videos from like high stakes poker and stuff, and cut out their commentary, and like hide players hold cards, and like do some exercises on YouTube with those videos, and stuff like that, talking about people's hand ranges, your hand range, just a lot of different things that you need to know when it comes to poker. But I want to tie them in with low stakes and how it's different in my eyes, anyways. But yeah, just leave me some comments. Tell me what you think, and I'll go from there. Thanks, guys.